rubber dinghy. It's deflated, broken. Arrival point, maybe? We got our gunman. Looks like we got our gunman. It's not even trying to... I mean, they don't really try to run.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours, unclouded by cataracts. His eyesight is sharp.
See the fire guy?
What now? I can't hear you.
Did you recently tell two kids to put their fire?
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
The position sounds like a hiding place.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
You retain
My
your
eyesight. Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
A shudder of disgust passes his right side. His left side remains motionless.
Can you close
I
glass?
did. And you opened it. How? Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
You didn't say that, Kevin.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness. A weapon of the bourgeoisie. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
Is that a Ben and
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the board.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the world revolution in the Safre Empire, extinguished in '06.
They wouldn't like hearing their name in your mouth. Damn dog.
The time will come to win his trust, comrade. It is not now. You need to take care of the gun first.
Keep it down. Not one move.
No. Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me.
Moment of silence.
To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
Hold round, lays the rifle down carelessly, and then looks at it lying there.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song.
What did you say?
The future teaches you to be alone.
The present.
The present?
The present to be afraid and cold.
The man pulls back the hood of his plastic cape, looks up into the sky. It's blue-grey, the same colour as the sea.
Real music. Real Proletkult. That's La Révacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat of the black and whites.
Marching song.
The deaf police officer who's just doing his job.
There you go. 1 of 3. In Grad, they sang brave children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess.
In Sinyao, they sang, Boy with a Scythe, Golden Sun.
How did it go? Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
He waves erratically with his hand, annoyed that he can't remember. A little tremor passes through him. So, if I can shoot rabbits, then I can shoot fascists too. Those are the next lines.
What are you talking about?
Vincent looks you straight in the eye, two black beads moist from the sea.
He doesn't recognize it. Embers going out.
Who are
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
his eyes turn to the reeds again.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
No. I've been on other islands, too. I was an Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago. It's not an island, what? It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender. The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
Not landing. You take it.
Coalition military called it Operation Death
Revachol.
Blow. I later found out on the radio they called it Death Blow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Someone who's come to end this madness.
Iblis, the black-eyed angel.
Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one.
Well, you've been hiding everything.
43 years and 10 months.
Steadfast.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41. Two police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government-marked heavy fuel oil. Patrol officer Judith Minnow points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of petroleum. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
Always waiting.
The old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you.
For her to return.
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution. Always.
She may come. Don't know Jim anymore. The revolution is still a possibility.
No. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
So that's why he's the deserter.
Once a deserter, always a deserter.
I have done everything a man can do. What have you done?
We keep people alive. We help them survive, whatever the ideological situation, day in and day out.
Survive? For what? How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
No, it's a choice. He could become self-employed.
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
He plus once more than he puts his hand on his belly.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beet.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die.
Small
You
strips
don't
of
have
steel.
medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
You also have Druamine.
I have been running out of that stuff. There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund. I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of... I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult, mentally, to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on, more and more each year. Ruins, glimmering in the dark, like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
You can suit yourself for
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsoff coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
When did you get between here and the main?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
He was silent, his gaze fixed on the shacks huddled together across the water.
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
Yeah.
I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights, ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men in the propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
Killed
And a
themselves.
lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them.
Stares at the rooms. of the
No
pub.
need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
One more thing. You smoke Timothy Reed?
I do.
I smoked them on the mainland.
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
Don't mean
The
it.
old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You said you deserted
I
your
was
unit?
just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too. Well done. I won't explain it to a minion of capital.
You said this is your termless surrender.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
I'm killing each other. I know what it looks like, but I have secret plans to turn the RCM. We're with the RCM.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste d'Insolande. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
Tom shakes and he breaks into a coughing fit.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
Never signed the Revacholian instrument of surrender.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive.
This is bad.
I answer to the Communist Party.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
he just wipes the blood from his chin.
You're insane. Radio shows, speed racing, sporting goods. None of it is real. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not
But
the
you
army.
were trained and assigned to the defense.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things...
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
I get into politics myself.
You're inert lumpen with a gun.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body.
Another serious question.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
Right, where is composure? Composure's there.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone on an uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit. He's prone to erratic hand gestures and clearly malnourished. But that's it. You can see no more by looking at his slouched frame. The moment passes, and you say,
I ain't going.
So,
Minions of capital. What do you want?
what strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. It's precisely what you could not see before. For a man who spent 44 years hidden in the urban wild.
surprisingly,
Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic.